Welcome back in to another beer review with yours truly, Nutmeg 2 Palmetto. Coming to you as always from my Midland studio down in South Carolina. You know those beers that you see all the time, whether it's a tap room or no matter how many times you go to the bottle shop or the supermarket, you always happen to see beers like that? Well, this is one of those. This is from just north of the border in Asheville. Pretty little bit of a lengthy run, but a pretty convenient straight run up 26. Called Catawba Brewing Company, and the beer is White Zombie, a white ale, fresh, zesty, and citrus. They got actually two types of logos on here. One is fairly simple, more of a text-based design with the brewery's name and logo. And then the other side of it is the actual name of the beer with this funny, scary-looking character on the side. Very much the White Zombie. And of course, it's always unmistakable to see because it's a bright purple can. It is light ale brewed with spices, but I'm trying to find, there it is, 5.1 alcohol by volume. And this one, it's so common, I think sometimes people may, I don't want to say underestimate it, but they may kind of look down upon it because it is so common. But it is one of my more favorite go-to beers. If I sit down at a bar and their craft selection is kind of mainstream, not a lot of real gems, diamonds in the rough, so to speak. If they have something like this, I tend to gravitate towards that, or Pernicious by Wicked Weed. You know, beers like that are still very much have a craft hold in the industry, but they're a little bit more mainstream and they're not quite so elusive and hard to get. But you usually can do pretty good around this neck of the woods finding this particular beer, and I think it's pretty solid. So I'm gonna crack this open and share it with you fine folks. So it's got a nice thin type of head on it. I did pour it a little aggressive to release some of the carbonation. The lighting, hopefully it comes through okay. It's a very clear-ish, bright gold color. You can see, I think you can see the shadow of my finger. Yeah, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very rough outline of my fingers through the beer. So it's light enough, but it's not so light. It's not so clear or anything that you could fuse it with a Pilsner or something. So let's take the nose. Oh, there's a little bit of citrus in it. Definitely get something of a juicy type of citrus aroma. You get a little bit, type of a Belgian hint. So kind of I guess, white ale, if the layman's definition of that would be a combination of an IPA and a Belgian maybe, or not an IPA, I'm sorry, but like a Pilsner and a Belgian. Maybe that would be an accurate description of something like a white ale. So without further ado, let's take a sip, shall we? Solid go-to. It's got a pretty medium mouthfeel. You're catching a lot of that weediness in the flavor. There's nothing strong, there's nothing off-putting. It's just kind of a nice, not super clean as one would describe a Pilsner, but it's still fairly clean. There's not a lot extra going on in there. It's not leaving a nasty aftertaste. It's just a pretty solid, straight, everyday cool down after a long day of work or blasting out in these high 90-degree summer days in the South. If this wasn't enough of me for you on this channel, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop, coming straight to you on your phone, tablet, mobile device, computer, what have you. If you want to recommend a beer to me, or maybe even send me a beer, go ahead and send me an email, nutmeg2palmetto@gmail.com. We'll chit chat, talk it up, figure out all the details. If this really isn't enough of me for you, God, I know, perish the thought, right? Go ahead and follow me on my social media channels, TikTok and Instagram @nutmeg2palmetto. All my little zany antics will be awaiting you. And I try to diversify the beers I have there versus on here. Maybe social media is not your thing. Totally cool. We all get it. It's a little overwhelming at times. Go ahead and subscribe and download the Upstate Beer Boys podcast. We are available on all your major listening platforms. Stephen Wayne and I, we travel around South Carolina. We even venture up into North Carolina a little bit, down in Georgia a little bit. And we bring you stories and a little extra bit of humanity about the breweries, the tap rooms, and get their stories out there where you probably wouldn't otherwise know or hear anything about their journey and how they got to be where they are. Pretty cool little fun stories behind the works in all those places. In any event, Catawba, if you're down in the South, you can usually find them all over the place. They have wide distro spread. And White Zombie's definitely one of their flagships, so to speak. So I'll take another little sip. And I'll catch you the next time.